Scott, I can go for a Back to the Future remake.
Oh. You want to get us canceled? That is probably one. That's the meme. It's with all the knives pointed at the character. It's like, what movie opinion would have film Twitter like that?
Back to the Future
yeah,
remake?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's universal. Like every walk of life, everybody on film Twitter, it's the one remake that no one wants.
That's why you're the cold open master, because you just come out with that. Just came to your head. And
I thought of that because you almost sounded like Dr. Brown. And,
Great Scott.
Yeah. And I was like, go for a remake
Marty.
of that. They're making remakes of everything else. Why not Back to the Future?
Well, Tom Holland and who would play the
classic film?
Christopher Lloyd character. If you had to cast it, Tom Holland is definitely the one everybody wants to see.
Marty McFly?
Yeah, it's Marty McFly.
All right, I can take that.
Or Chalamet would be awful.
Who's
yeah, you do
Doc,
Chalamet
though?
as Marty McFly and Armie Hammer as Doc. Just give him a
Armie Hammer.
Yeah, just give him a wig. He's got range.
Yeah, we need to reimagine Doc, the Doc character.
Yeah, so what made him want to travel back in time? They probably discussed that in the movie, right? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Suit Podcast. I am Bo Oliver here, joined today by Aaron, the Nerd Suit Monkey, and Teddy, and we are back for another episode of the Nerd Suit Podcast. And guess what, guys? This one is on YouTube. We're back on YouTube.
Yay.
Yeah, everybody was wondering where we went. Well, we didn't go anywhere. What we did was change the podcast host to Buzzsprout, and a lot of people, when we said that, they thought, oh, they sold out. How much is Buzzsprout paying them? Well, actually, we pay Buzzsprout for so that we can upload our podcast. That's simply what it is. It's a monthly membership where we upload the podcast, and they put the podcast on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora? ? Maybe, maybe not. And that's simply it. We stopped putting the podcast on YouTube because we wanted to get away from audio-only videos on YouTube because it's a video platform. But we have something to plug here today. Our Nerd Suit merch that you can finally get. It's been available for a couple weeks now, but we haven't promoted it on YouTube because we haven't been on YouTube for the podcast. But right below this video, you can see it. Nerd Suit, Teespring Shop, shirts, t-shirts, tank tops, and more merch to come. Right,
Very
guys?
nice quality shirts, too, I must say.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's nicer than our older shirts.
Yeah, I know. It's not all cotton.
But you pay for what you get, right? Yeah. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and help Teddy feed his family.
Yeah, I'm
That's
buying
why
a
we're
house
doing
soon, so can you guys help me buy a house? How about that?
Help with the down payment. Yeah. Bump it up to like 10%. No,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, no, and we're back to talk about a lot of stuff in the world of movies, TV, video games. We have a packed show. And, of course, you can find us on social media at NerdSoup4U or just NerdSoup. Bo Soup on Twitter, NerdSoup Monkey, Teddy NerdSoup, Anthony JQ Nash, Purple Girl, and S.
Do you feel good that you can just sit back and relax while Bo does the entire intro?
No, because I'm mentally preparing for this Zophic podcast we have coming. So
this guy's playing a Sudoku on the
He's playing Minesweeper.
That was a top
Solitaire.
3 intro, if I can pat myself on the back here.
Yeah, you
a little wordy.
Had a lot of words to get to.
Yeah, chop it up a little next time.
You're like the guy in Amadeus. Too many notes.
You buzzsawed that intro right there.
Yeah,
that intro ran to a buzzsaw.
I'm not going to be able to speak for the rest of the podcast. I'm exhausted right now. So just take it away.
What's the first one?
Any grievances, or do you want to go into stories?
Grievances.
This guy's eyes lit up.
You got time?
Yeah, you got time.
I could do some grievances.
Me? I got days, dude.
You know what I totally forgot to mention? That we're celebrating the 4th championship for LeBron James.
Ah, yes.
Round of applause.
Very happy he won.
For the GOAT.
All the haters and losers, which there are many, suck on that 4th ring.
I just want to say the hate towards LeBron is...
It's ridiculous.
It's gone too far. It's become just a thing to do.
LeBron posted it, too. He said it. There's going to be another narrative next year. And then he'll just beat that one, too. And then
well, that's why Skip Bayless was responding to that post, and he's like, well, he never three-peated. And Shannon Sharp was like, you just made his point. That there's some criteria that Magic Johnson never three-peated, Larry Bird never three-peated, Kareem never three-peated.
Yeah.
But LeBron has to three-peat.
I can go on for days about these bullshit fucking narratives on
Somebody,
LeBron.
Tweeted at me. They were like, let me know when he gets a dynasty. And I was like, I'll see you in 2 years, boy. I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna go back and quote tweet that that response.
I mean, 4 finals in 4 years and 2 chips in Miami. I mean, it's close as a dynasty as
He's the
He's the dynasty.
Yeah, he is.
He's
the
the dynasty. He's made what, like 10 finals, except for the year he got hurt.
Yeah, he's just
10
always
straight,
there.
pretty much.
I think there's a LeBron is statistically the Lakers are statistically more likely to win a championship than the Clippers are to make the playoffs. Or to win a game. I think it is actually.
What about a dumpster
Their
fire that turned into?
lifetime winning percentage is like 43%. But let's just not clown on the Clippers. They choked. Let's move on to the first story. Dexter is coming back. The old serial killer that kills serial killers. See? That's how they get away with it.
So is this coming back in like a reboot or picking up where they left off?
Well, Dexter, that's the thing. Dexter wasn't a show that was canceled, right? It's a show that was wrapped up, but it was an underwhelming finale to most. Most people hate it.
Everybody hates it.
Right. So this is a chance for them to come back and I guess possibly reboot that finale or continue from that point on.
I think it's probably going to be a continuation, but...
That's ballsy, man.
Yeah. But, I mean, it can't get much worse, so what do you got to lose here?
It was that bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. It's something where
Jeez.
they left it off where you can just continue and make a new ending, I guess. It's not like Game of Thrones where it just ended, like, it's the definitive ending. Like, there's no really story. Well, there is a story after that, but for what the story they were trying to tell. This, I think, there is...
Ask me again in 10 years.
Yeah.
When we get the reboot.
This is an avenue for... There's an avenue here for them to do like another... It's going to be a limited series and I guess another finale.
Does the Dexter fan base want this? Do you want this?
Yeah, I love Dexter, and I think the first 4 seasons, I've said this multiple times, it's probably one of the best runs in television history. They're really that good. And after season 5, the showrunner left, and the decline was evident right away.
Clyde Phillips, right?
Yeah.
And he's coming back.
Yeah, that's another thing why I'm happy for this. So he's coming back, and I mean, season 5, 6, 7, 8 increasingly just got worse and worse until the finale where it was just... I didn't even know what I was watching at that point.
This sounds so familiar.
That's upsetting. Yeah.
So it's like...
I'm sorry you had to go through this twice.
Well, I mean, it didn't have a season 6 like Thrones, so...
Okay. Then just have the random banger.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. Dexter's one of my all-time favorite shows, so why not? Give it another go. And if this sucks too, well, it's not much different than what we got already.
I gotta bump Dexter. I'm gonna watch that.
It's good.
It's gonna happen. I tried watching it.
Even the bad seasons, I still thoroughly enjoy. But there is a steep decline. So you give the showrunner who was in there for the first 4 seasons back in here. Let him end it the way he wanted to. Obviously, there's going to be some differences because some characters are not alive anymore and some changes happen. But let him try to put lipstick on a pig here.
Yeah. And just kind of gauging the reaction on Twitter yesterday, it seemed that it was mixed for a lot of people, where there were some fans saying it sucks, leave it alone, you can't fix it. Some fans were kind of they weren't necessarily happy, but they were interested to see what they do, and other fans were thrilled. It looks like a lot of the problems came from the relationship between Dexter and his sister, right? That's when the show kind of went off the rails.
Yeah, they just didn't really know what to do, where like it kind of just ended pretty abruptly. Like they didn't lead up to any big ending, which you would expect from this character and his occupation. He's a fucking serial killer. And you would think they would dive into more of that, maybe on... There's just so many different avenues they could have went, and they went the weird, like, the final season felt like a regular season where it ended, like, because the show is very much, they have a problem one season, a big bad, they solve it, and then next season. It was like that, but it just ended. I mean, some characters had died and some other things happened, but it's like, it just didn't feel like a real ending.
Well, it does seem like not an adventure of the week, but adventure of the season, the big bad, and you wrap it up, and then it's over. It doesn't seem like a show that has a huge world. It's a personal show.
Well, no, like the overlying, I guess, struggle is your main character is a serial killer, so it's always that.
Right.
It's like, is he going to get caught? Who's going to... What?
Is he, though?
Yeah, it's kind of like the show.
He's killing bad guys, though, isn't he?
In a serial manner.
Yeah, but he's also a good guy.
This is the dilemma. Yeah, this is the dilemma that they didn't give an answer to at the end, it looks like.
Well, he does it. You got to watch his show because he is like a full-blown psycho. Like
it sounds like there should just be more consequences.
Yeah, he has no emotion, and he just kind of was able to hone his desire to kill, and So I guess I'll just do it in bad guys. So
How
you
long
would
has
want,
it been?
I guess you would want a character to get a definitive ending like that.
it's been 7 years.
Well, they've talked about
Wow.
this for years too, bringing this character back. But that's the thing. I can't watch this because I'm not watching Dexter.
6
You're
years.
not going to watch it?
No, I'm not
I'd
watching
watch it.
8 seasons of Dexter.
Yeah. 40-minute episodes?
Just watch the first 4. Like an hour.
No, because then I'm gonna have to watch 5, 6, 7.
John Lithgow's in season 4.
Oh well, I hear he's
Yeah.
fantastic in it.
Well, that's the biggest thing too. Michael C. Hall reprising his character. He is fucking.
Did you hear that?
The Wind?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Aaron's voice just brought the wind with him. Yeah, Michael C. Hall is coming back. That's cool.
Yeah, and he's. I don't know if there's anyone who plays a character as well as he plays Dexter. Obviously, like Walt.
Bow Wow is Calvin Cambridge.
Yeah.
Didn't come back for the sequel.
But he is his character, and he does a tremendous job throughout the whole run of the show. So I'm glad to see him back, and probably for him too. He's probably not happy with how it ended or the fan reaction. So
Have they came out and said that? Any of the actors, the showrunners, have they acknowledged, hey, the ending sucks? Did you hear that story with Liam Cunningham battling D&D with Masande?
What?
That was a random transition. Go ahead. Have they ever acknowledged that the ending sucks? We'll talk about that Game of Thrones tidbit in a bit.
I'm not sure. No, I don't recall anything.
No. Sounds like you're not really a big fan of this show. It's going to be a hell of a review, right?
Oh yeah, maybe we should do
Should we do a series?
Dexter Revisited.
We should do
1
a
through 8.
series review for Dexter.
I feel like you and Nash could definitely do a series review for Dexter.
Yeah.
I think that you have enough thoughts to like throw together 10 to 15. What was iconic about it? Where it went wrong? You know, just talk about your overall appreciation for it. No one's going to expect you to, deep dive into 8 seasons of
I'll
fucking
dive
television.
into Dexter.
You
Okay.
got time for that?
All of a sudden he becomes a serial killer.
I've always wondered if there's cops like that.
He's not a cop. He's a forensic analyst. Blood splatter to
Same
be.
thing. Same thing.
It sounds like
He works
Fargo
for
to
the
me.
police.
Yeah, it sounds like the boys to me. I don't trust them. Are there vigilante cops?
No, I mean like serial killer cops that know how to get away with it.
No.
You never know.
Yeah, how would you know?
Yeah, Dexter's going around like no one knows.
Like he's you?
Just a normal, everyday, average Joe.
Right, yeah, you. Just a normal, everyday, average Joe. If there was one serial killer on this podcast, it would be you.
I don't think Teddy could
Do I
be.
laugh at that or do I take that as a compliment?
It seems like you just laughed.
Teddy is not. What's the word?
Go ahead, say it. Say it.
You don't think he can...
I don't think he's capable of murder. Nor do I think he's.
I don't have to sack the murder. Are you kidding me?
I don't think he's able to cover it up. He
Dude.
wouldn't be able to be
Well,
a serial
serial
killer because you would get
killer-
caught in the first week.
No,
I
I
don't know,
watch
he-
enough shows to get away with murder.
That's the thing. When Nash
I
gave him
just
the
can't
whole
do it, though.
rundown of how to get away with murder, Ted seemed like he was on top of this. That, I've heard of this before. Let me critique your strategy here.
You know the amount of forensic files I watch and like crime podcasts and shows. I'm not get away with it. I weed whacked a snake today by accident, cut him in half. I felt so bad for him, dude. I felt horrible.
What? Wait.
I thought that was a metaphor for masturbation.
Weed
I
whack.
was weed whacking the snake today.
I was weed whacking around
Right,
the school
right.
today, and there was a snake in the brush I didn't see, and I weed whacked him by accident, cut him in half.
Well, they say that's a trait of psychopaths, is that they can't hurt innocent animals, that they're very caring towards innocent animals. That's Tony Soprano and the Ducks.
Okay.
That's not true.
No, psychopaths kill.
Like-
Yeah,
Kill
why
us
do you
all.
Oh,
think...
well, I know Tony loves.
Yeah, Tony, why do you think he freaks out when Chris falls asleep on the dog? He loses his mind. Why do you think he loves the horse so
He's
much?
a maniac.
He likes
He's
animals.
an unhinged man.
But he is drawn to innocent animals because they look for him for protection. They look at him for protection. That's a trait of a psychopath.
No, most of them kill young little animals and their
Yeah.
kids.
He's not a child.
So you killed
Right.
the snake and you felt the need to kill again?
No. Okay, so where I was going was I felt horrible.
You bloodthirsty?
I kicked him into the river. I'm not gonna let him fry on the cement. I had to get him out of there.
You think you're doing him a favor?
Yeah,
You definitely did the Family Guy trying to dump the frog out of the window. You're like
bro. That was a
dragging,
funny
kicking
cutaway.
him.
It's awful, Ted.
I guess you're not
Should've
capable of
buried it.
murder.
Buried it.
Yeah.
I'm working.
Well, what is it? They say like in war that it's very common that soldiers just freeze up. That would be me. I'd be someone who just gets so shell shocked. You talk about this all the time that you would just die.
Bro, if it was me, if
You
I was
just
on
what do you
D-Day,
want me to do?
die.
If I was on D-Day,
I'm playing dead.
I'm hiding under somebody, or
Yeah.
I'm not leaving those those ships that pulled up on shore.
I wonder with D-Day though, if you're just psyching yourself up, like we got to just take this motherfucker out. You know, this.
Bro,
this
how
Hitler's
did they
bad
make it
news.
to
Well, the
fucking
Germans, they
guns,
just
dude.
gave him fucking meth. You know?
Right. All right, let's move on to the next story. We have Mad Max news. Anya Taylor-Joy has been cast in the Furiosa prequel movie for the Mad Max franchise. George Miller is set to come back and direct. Also, we have Chris Hemsworth, Yahya
He's
Abdul
been
Mateen.
killing it lately. He got a lot of roles.
Yeah,
Don't sleep on Chris.
that guy's had like 7 straight years. He's been Thor since 2011.
And yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy, we won't talk about New Mutants, but she's good in Split. She's good in Emma. She's good in Thoroughbreds. She's a good actress.
She's good in The Witch.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I watch movies too.
But yeah, Mad Max. I mean,
This is another.
how can you not be excited for this?
That's the thing. I think we're all excited for this here. It's more Mad Max. I think a lot of
George
fans
Miller
wanted Charlize Theron to come back.
I think she could do it.
That's the thing. I think she might be in this. I think they may set this up as. I think with the Furiosa character, she is a mysterious character because that movie starts and you're just told she's one of, I guess, his generals, whoever that guy is. I forget his name. And you wonder, how the hell did she get to this position? What did she have to go through to survive in this crazy apocalyptic world? So I think there's an interesting story there.
Did you guys think Mad Max was going to be as good as it was, the first one?
No, man, that was
It was one of the bigger surprises.
I remember when that first Rotten Tomatoes score dropped. It sat at 100 for a long time, and I was so hyped to watch it. Yeah, it was great, pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
probably
the thing
one of
with
the better
George Miller.
actors.
He hasn't done anything since, right?
No.
And what is that? 2015 now?
Yeah, I think it's that long ago.
He dropped Mad Max and then dipped.
Well, he's always.
He's known for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a guy that spaces out his movies. And a movie like Mad Max, 2015, it took so much out of everyone who worked on that movie. The amount of practical effects that they used, and I mean, the behind the scenes is just incredible to watch. It's almost better watching that than the movie.
It's
I
one of
would
the
buy
best
that
action
behind the
movies
scene.
of all time, I think, without a doubt. It's more than an action movie, too. I hate just putting that general moniker on it, but
But I think as an action movie, that's the thing. It doesn't matter what genre you're in. If it's a masterpiece, it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It is kind of just. It is more than an action movie, but a lot of it is just great action.
yeah.
It's just like 90% incredible action, and
It's
the way that it's able to
technical
hold my
masterpiece
attention
also,
as well.
yeah.
Because with action, it can get boring, it can become very dull. But yeah, he keeps throwing it at you. But with this, what are you guys thinking?
I mean, I don't really
Do you
need
like
to,
Anya Taylor-Joy?
Yeah, I do. I think all the casting decisions. I just trust George Miller here. I don't need to know any details about the story. What is Furio like? How did she get it? It's interesting. I don't really care too much. I don't think I need this information. But if you're gonna give it to me, I'll eat it up.
Right. Yeah.
I'll take seconds.
And I think that's the thing. With this prequel, they're obviously going to be under the rule of that dictator figure, that authoritarian figure. So I guess with Chris Hemsworth coming in and Yahya, they could possibly be allies for Furiosa or villains, but there may be some just kind of internal conflict between the people that that individual is ruling. Or there may be an outside conflict with other I don't even know what to call them in Mad Max. What are they, tribes? Other people? I need to go back and watch Mad Max. Did she come from the Greenland, Furiosa? She did, right? Isn't that where she was trying to take them? She was trying to take them to the place with water and greeneries. So we may see that in this movie, if I'm remembering correctly.
I haven't seen it in a while either. Probably a few years now. But
Didn't she know the mothers, those mother characters?
yeah,
Right, so we may see them again. Remember those badass mothers with the shotguns and shit? Just shooting.
what if Hemsworth's just a young version of that grotesque guy?
If Hemsworth is in Morton Joe. I'm just happy for Chris Hemsworth being able to work with a director like this, because you don't want to get stuck into doing too many blockbusters. I'd like to see a director challenge him, and it is a blockbuster. It's going to be a big movie, but it's different. It's going to be R-rated. It's going to be a bit more brutal, a bit more adult-oriented, and Extraction was adult-oriented. It just sucked. So I'm glad he's in the hands of a great director here, and I hope he continues to pick movies like this rather than Men in Black.
I always love looking at George Miller's filmography too. It's such a
Amen to that.
It's such a fun dive. And I am glad that they brought him. Like a lot of times, what was Mad Max the original? He directed that in.
Well, that's the thing. You watch those original Mad Max movies, and they're fine for their era, but it's like Scorsese, where a guy who is in his 70s just was able to produce something like he was in the prime of his career.
Yeah,
like
he adapted to modern technology too so well, and just technically it's a masterpiece. But just going from Mad Max to like Babe, Pig in the City, Happy Feet, Happy Feet 2. Yeah. It's amazing. I love that so
Got
much.
Range, man.
He does have range.
That's a man that likes movies. I always appreciate those directors. It's like Steven Soderbergh. He always wants to do something new. And I don't mind the directors who are making the same movie every time, because I feel like it's just a piece to the larger movie that they're trying to tell. But I always appreciate when directors step out of their comfort zones and want to try something new. And with George Miller...
Maybe Happy Feet is his comfort zone, and Mad Max is out of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. He stepped out of the Happy Feet comfort zone, and then, he gave us an action masterpiece. So the guy's awesome. And I'm very happy that... Because for a long time, it looked like he wasn't even going to do it, because he was having so much trouble getting the funding again, because it didn't make that much money, but it's in production.
Is this a sequel you want? Like, is this a movie that you would want to see a sequel to?
Yeah, I'd like to see this, and then, also the sequel with Tom Hardy grunting and giving thumbs up and thumbs down. That's what he does, baby.
Was a sequel needed?
You know this is a prequel, right?
Oh, that was a sequel. It's prequel and
Yep.
Not a prequel. I read sequel.
No, not necessarily. He kind of made that point that you don't need it, but why not?
Yeah.
All right, so that is George Miller's action epic, and our next story is about, almost slipped up there, historical epic, directed by Ridley Scott. We know Ridley Scott has a great track record with historical epics, but he has tapped Joaquin Phoenix to play Napoleon Bonaparte, the famous French general and ruler.
That's sick,
from
man.
the 19th century, early 19th century.
I've always been fascinated with Napoleon.
Yeah, you are a big Napoleon guy, right?
No, I'm not. Well, fascinated is I want to know
you own
his
the Blu-ray,
story
right?
Of Napoleon. I'm just fascinated with his story and like why.
Oh, I'm thinking of Neapolitan. You're a big Neapolitan guy. You got the chocolate, strawberry, vanilla.
Honestly,
he's cooking something. I'm like, why are you distracting him? And he goes for the bait. Okay, let me hear your thoughts on Napoleon.
I wasn't saying anything. I was just saying that.
Well, no,
I'm
you
excited.
said you're intrigued by Napoleon.
Yeah.
You've always been fascinated by him.
I want to know, like, because they say he was like one of the greatest war generals ever, right?
Right, yeah. That's the most interesting thing about Napoleon. And you wonder if that's just kind of myth now.
Yeah.
They
like,
just built up his legend over the years. It's like Family Guy. They only remembered the gems. But that's, you want to see this man and how his mind worked as one of the greatest military minds of all time. And also as a kind of a psychopath.
Yeah, he got cocky at the end.
He did get
Don't go to Russia in the winter.
They never learn.
Is that what he did?
Well, Hitler watched that game tape and was like, I could do this. He didn't
R.I.P. to Napoleon, but I'm different.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Napoleon, but I'm about to
Let me
change
attack
the game.
Stalingrad just because it has no strategical advantage. It just has Stalin on it.
Hey, the Iron Throne, right?
So isn't it true that Napoleon was short? And they have Joaquin playing him?
I've heard that that's
everyone
also
was
been
short
overblown.
back then.
Yeah, that's the thing. That the Napoleon complex, I hear that doesn't come from him.
Ted, you would have been like fucking Shaq back in the day.
No, I think it comes from the fact that he was like, I guess maybe normal height,
like 5'7",
but also a raging lunatic.
You can't chirp if you're this size.
And Napoleon was chirping, he's the meme. Is for me when he sees another country. I also love the meme. It's like, Napoleon, I want your country inside my country.
Well, it's like you said, I only know him as a myth, so I don't really know what he's done, what he conquered. I just know he was, from his myths, that he was this great conqueror and
that's the thing.
War general.
I don't know too much about the history of Napoleon. I know he took power after the failed French Revolution. But with Joaquin Phoenix, Napoleon seems like such a weird dude when you get into a lot of the, a lot of the myths surrounding him, a lot of the things that he enjoyed. Some of the sexual things that he enjoyed were pretty strange. And he seems like a really weird and crazy guy. It's perfect for Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, this is the guy
right out
that
of the
you
Joker,
get.
right?
Yeah, right out of the Joker, working with Ridley Scott, who is, I think for his career, he's been hit or miss, but when he hits, they're usually great. So you're taking a chance, obviously, but this is something that I'm a fan of history, and I'm a fan of Ridley, and I'm a fan of Joaquin, so this is perfect for me. Just throw in LeBron James. There you go. It's the full fucking buffet.
Yeah, and obviously was it the last time they were together? Gladiator?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I guess they're reuniting.
Yeah, so obviously, I mean,
20 years later.
his role, one of the more iconic roles of all time. One of the more iconic movies of all time. Talk about like 1999, 2000, that era. I mean,
I think it's become underrated. I think
but
Gladiator holds
it was
up.
so massive, and it was one of those massive
yeah.
movies to win an Academy Award. And I mean, Phoenix. I mean, obviously we know how great of an actor he is, but that was really the.
Why were you side-eyeing him that?
No, I'm looking at Ridley Scott's movies.
I love this. This is always my favorite part of the podcast.
He's got bangers.
When
dude.
Ted
Are you
realizes that
kidding
a
me?
director's competent.
Yeah,
Blade Runner, Aliens, Martian, Gladiator.
Alien.
yeah.
Same thing. Yeah, 2 aliens.
Actually, there's a huge difference.
American Gangster.
James Cameron's interpretation of.
Hannibal.
So yeah, they're back together.
But see, he's got some duds, too. He also did Alexander the Great.
They did Robin Hood too.
Yeah. And he also did that
Alien
Egypt
Covenant.
movie. I like Alien Covenant. You watch it.
Why do you never get Exodus right? You always just call it the Egypt movie.
Because it's not memorable. It's very long. Is that what it's called? It's just called Exodus? It's about Moses, right? Isn't Christian
Body of
Bale
Lies
Moses?
too, bro. This guy's nice.
Hit or miss for me. But I think him returning to a story like this with Joaquin Phoenix in a role like this, I don't know. I'm very excited for this.
Ridley Scott is very hit or miss, man, because he has straight up masterpieces. Flawless masterpieces. Blade Runner.
He gets
Alien. 2 of them, right
Like I'm
there.
watching Raised by Wolves right now, and he just sometimes just gets in his own way. I want to elaborate on that.
Okay, I was going to say that we should reach out to Ridley and you can speak with him.
I want to elaborate.
Hey, kid. Yeah.
I think we got a fan question one time. Why is he never mentioned as some of the best? If you take his best works and put it up against anyone else's top 5, you could.
That's the thing. He has movies in his filmography where I'm thinking like Blade Runner could be a top 10, top 15 movie consideration all time, easily. Alien is also in those conversations. But then he's got massive dumpster fire movies. And then his other ones are, I guess, a Gladiator for the 21st century would be in those conversations for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's in my conversation.
Joaquin Phoenix looks like Napoleon too.
I'm about to pull a picture up.
He does, yeah. When they had the side-by-side picture on that article I read, yeah, I could see that. He's got a Napoleon look to him.
He actually does a little bit. I could see it.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I wonder, is this going to be like a full, I wonder what part of Napoleon's life this is going to
He
tackle.
looks like Penguin.
I hope it has contemporary music. I hope it's like Suicide Squad, where it's just like a 2-hour video game.
Your
Yeah,
Jay-Z
it kinda
and
does.
your...
Yeah. Whenever he's invading a country, it's just Jay-Z, oh my God, from Kingdom Come.
What movie? Gatsby? I hate that.
That happened in Lovecraft, where they had... I can't stand contemporary music in a show that takes place in a certain time period. Gatsby is probably the most flagrant example of that.
Like Rick Ross and Django.
That's one of the few times where it's worked. Because they were just all fucking vibing on those horses, man. And then Rick Ross starts spitting. It was so random. Tarantino could do it, because you know that with Tarantino coming into it.
I usually like with biopics when they tackle a certain aspect, not the full scope, because I feel like at times you're trying to cram so much. Like if you go to his Rise of Power all the way to his Exile, it's like...
Well, I had read that they're going to focus on the relationship with his wife.
Okay.
So I guess that's going to be important. I guess they'll kind of focus it through the lens of their relationship in the most important moments of his legacy.
He got exiled?
Oh, yeah, he got exiled and then he came back. Like
Oh,
Jordan,
wow.
wearing the 4-5, and then they send him right back there.
Exiled for what?
And they're like, no, for being a nutcase.
He looks like a guy I'd want to punch in the face.
Well, you know what the Napoleon complex is, right, Ted?
Yeah. It's like,
Are you trying to say that one of us has a Napoleon complex? That one of us
I'm bigger than you.
overstates their height?
yeah.
I'm not saying you have a Napoleon complex.
You sounded like you were implying it.
I was just asking if
You
you
did
knew what
once
it was.
claim that you were bigger than Jason Momoa.
You did. Yeah, you
I did not
definitely
say
did.
that. If I did say it, I was joking around.
No,
you said you
weren't.
wanted to meet
You're
him at Comic-Con and see
dead
how big
ass
he
serious.
was.
Yeah, okay. That's different than me saying I'm bigger than him.
No, you.
I just want to see how big he was.
I
You
think
said
you
you were
implied
bigger.
that you may be bigger. Maybe
I
you didn't
implied that I could be maybe the same size. Or to see how much bigger he is than me.
You were ridiculous. All right, Napoleon, good luck. You're going to fail, but the movie should be enjoyable. Let's move on to the next story here. We have Adam McKay's Don't Look Up has a stacked cast. Holy shit.
Just rattle them off.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, Timothee Chalamet, Jonah Hill, Kid Cudi, Ariana Grande, Cate Blanchett, Matthew Perry, and Tomer Sisley. You don't belong here, Tomer.
I was gonna say, who is that?
I'm sorry.
Who is
no,
that?
he's been in a few things, so he does belong here. How dare we? But that's a stat cast. Holy shit. A lot of famous people. And apparently this movie is going to be about 2 astronomers who discover an asteroid heading straight towards Earth, and they go on this worldwide tour to warn people, and no one listens.
I was gonna say, was gonna be it's happening, but no one wants to take it serious, and then it gets too close, and then they got.
Which this can't be a metaphor for anything, so it just sounds like a nice, fun comedy. This sounds like the funniest film that Leo may ever be in, right? That's the thing with Adam McKay. He obviously injects his comedy in his movies.
Vice, I thought, was very funny for what it was.
Right.
And,
I could see
Wolf of
Vice
Wall Street.
vibes for something like this.
Well, I'm surprised. Like, he's kind of been on this run of, like, The Big Short, Vice. I think he was in talks to do that. What was that? The lady with the blood and the science.
Oh, right. The billionaire.
Yeah.
The woman who said that she invented a way to extract blood by just pricking a finger.
So yeah, so he was
And
going
then
to
she
tackle
was-
that project.
Yeah.
So this just looks like an original idea, not based off anything. So it's good to see him come back. I saw a lot of Adam McKay slander on the timeline, the old timeline. I'm not a fan of that.
What's their problem with Adam McKay?
I'm not sure
I didn't see a lot of it.
that he made one of the best movies in the past decade with The Big Short. Was that a problem?
That was a great movie.
Vice? You don't like Vice? I love Vice.
No, I don't say I don't like Vice.
You
I
hate
like
Vice.
Vice. I enjoyed Vice very much. I went back and saw it twice.
You didn't like
So
their
nice, I saw
interpretation
it
of your
twice.
guy Dick Cheney.
I thought they could have been a bit nicer to Cheney. No. No, my problem with Vice was I thought it was a good movie, but Oscar, that was a bad year. It wasn't a bad year for movies, but we were a little light.
Well, he does have his name's
Big Short I loved.
his name's attached to a lot of stinkers with like the Will Ferrell verse, Holmes and Watson, and things along that.
Right.
But he's heavily involved in Succession. I don't know if he's involved in Succession. And Succession's fantastic.
Listen, Adam McKay is not my favorite director, but he's been attached to some of the greatest comedies of all time with his relationship with Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
And like you said, The Big Short was excellent. Vice was very good. I thought Christian Bale should have won the Oscar. He directed Christian Bale to an Oscar-worthy performance. I think he's good. I could see people, not Adam McKay's style may not be for everyone. He has a distinct style, and I think that's good for him to be able to carve out your space. Where now, as he's an older filmmaker, he's making movies that are about more serious topics rather than just funny anchormen,
Yeah,
which is also a great concept.
Does he only do comedies?
Yeah, for a long time he was
Wow.
strictly a comedic director. He did a lot of the Will Ferrell movies.
He did pretty much all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, good for him. I like the
Wow,
campaign.
big fan.
I like the campaign. I thought it was funny. I laughed at that movie.
I do like when they're shaking hands and he's trying to intimidate him.
Yeah.
And when he punches the
He
baby.
punches the baby. That's the only thing I remember about that movie.
When he gets
It was actually on like
poisoned by the
a
snake.
month ago, and I watched it for a good amount.
That movie actually kind of told the future. If you kind of think about it. Back then we were like, this is a ridiculous concept.
It would never happen like this.
Yeah, 2 candidates wouldn't be this ridiculous. But, let's just talk about some of these cast members. Some of surprising names here. Ariana Grande. Obviously,
Cudi.
she's acted before on the Disney Channel. Yeah, Kid Cudi, who worked on Westworld last season. Jonah Hill is someone who obviously has worked with Leo and Adam McKay in the past.
I haven't seen much of Jonah Hill lately.
He's been enjoying. He's been living.
It's kind of surprising.
He's been enjoying being Jonah Hill.
Yeah, he's been directing in mid-90s.
I saw a report that he suffered. No, it wasn't a report. It was like he talked about it, like him suffering depression. I think he was taking a step back from acting for a while. Everyone is. He was
hasn't
getting
been-
bullied. He said on sets, like, cause like people saying he just he's like the joke of the crew, always getting made fun of.
I don't see that. I mean, he's a very accomplished actor.
I know, that's why it made no sense. I couldn't believe people.
2 Oscar nominations.
I love that, man, when and this is the end when they're trying to tell Danny McBride what's going on. Jonah Hill was like, there were some fatalities. He's like, you're an Academy Award nominated person. And he's like,
Fatalities.
There were fatalities.
That's a funny ass movie.
That's
I
a
gotta watch
great
that.
movie. Yeah, but I mean, Jonah Hill, you always drop these random gems on us.
What?
Yeah, you guys hear Jonah Hill's depressed and he was
I
picked
didn't say
on
he was
set. What the hell are we
depressed.
supposed to say about that?
No, I'm
Stop
just-
picking on Jonah Hill.
Yeah,
Oh.
I love Jonah Hill.
So do I. I think he's amazing. I couldn't believe what I was hearing from him.
He
wow.
seems like a very pretentious dude if you read some of his interviews.
Emma Stone. He says his best
I
friend
think he's
is-
self-aware, though.
That's the thing. I think he's like
he
he's
knows
cocky, but he knows he's being cocky.
He knows he's like 2 Oscar nominations. But he's also just a funny dude.
Well, he gave that interview where he was like, I don't just want to be known as the comedic guy. I can act. I'm an artist.
Well, I feel like a lot of comedic
Whenever
actors
you
go
give
through
the
that
artist,
Well, he said it stemmed from Superbad.
crisis.
It was from Superbad, and people just saw him as, I forget his character's
well,
name.
Paul
in Superbad.
Rudd's been doing well for himself.
Seth.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd doesn't complain. Should have been Marty Bird and what's that show called again?
Ozark?
Ozark, yeah, I completely blanked on the show.
Oh, no way. Over Jason?
Yeah.
No way.
I think Paul Rudd would have been way better in that role.
Well, the biggest thing is who gets the nominations out of this cast. Because it's just going to fucking...
Kid Cudi. They're all going to cancel each other out.
Leo's a
He's gonna hum his way
shoo-in.
to an Oscar.
You figure Kate Blanchett,
Leon's a shoo-in. I mean,
Jonah
what
Hill
if the
supporting.
movie sucks? Leo's not a shoo-in.
It's not going to suck. Leo doesn't attach his name to bad projects. A couple, but,
You just
J. Edgar was a
call
miss.
The Great Gatsby the worst abomination since...
I kind of enjoy Gatsby. It's not the best. But really, in the past however many years, there's only bad movies you can argue. I don't think it's necessarily Gatsby. I don't think Gatsby's that bad. Edgar sucks, but...
Is this the greatest cast of all time on paper?
No.
Name a better cast, Ed.
Dune?
Good answer. Let's move on to the next story here.
I'm sorry. I love the Dune cast. I love Villeneuve. This cast is definitely more star-powered and probably just all-around better actors. You have Kate Blanchett and Meryl Streep and Leonardo DiCaprio on the same cast. Those 3 alone carry more weight than the entire Dune cast.
Oscar Isaac, Stellan Skarsgård,
Josh
Dave
Brolin.
Bautista,
No, they're
Josh Brolin, Chalamet,
great. I love all of them.
Zendaya.
I'm talking about
If we go matchups
star
right now,
power and accolades. No, not even close.
I'm talking about quality of acting. The quality of actors.
Kate Blanchett's a better actor than anyone on that cast.
Okay, so they've got LeBron. But let's check out the other rosters. We might have the Warriors over here, because then we're throwing Oscar Isaac at you. Who are you matching up Oscar Isaac? Leo?
Yes.
Oscar Isaac would eat that man's lunch.
Oh, get over yourself.
Who's our starting 5 for Dune?
Get over my...
Who's our starting 5 for Dune is what?
Your
Chalamet?
disrespect for Leo recently. I mean, no, it's been a steady diet of Leo disrespect throughout this entire podcast.
Are you bringing up all the moments where I disrespected him?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Saying Oscar Isaac is a better actor than Leo is not that much of a hot take. I think there are many listeners out there that would agree with me. I think more listeners...
Oscar Isaac's very good. I'm not saying he isn't, but come on.
What, do you want him to squint more if Oscar Isaac squinted?
Where's the yelling? That's acting. Scream at the camera.
All right, let's move on to the next story here. Another controversial story. Gal Gadot has been cast...
See how he just moved on like that? He didn't want this fucking smoke.
What were you
Yeah,
bringing
what are
up?
you pulling up right now?
He's pulling up his goddamn...
Pulling up his play sheet.
He's playing solitaire.
And Chalamet's in both casts, so...
Right, they can't... That's like when you play with
That's Dion
the
Waiters.
2013
I would argue this is
Heat.
going to be a more mature Chalamet a year or two later, so...
Yeah, well, I think we had Prime Chalamet.
Well, this may come out before Dune, so I don't know what that means, but it is what it is. All right, let's move on to the next story here. We have Gal Gadot is playing Cleopatra, another historical figure, another historical epic, being directed by Patty Jenkins. So they're teaming up, becoming the Bergman.
Friends alum Matthew Perry. Jennifer
I like-
Lawrence.
I like that Matthew Perry's getting a job here. That's cool. I always love when directors they pick out it's like Mike Myers and Inglourious Bastards. What is Mike Myers doing in there? But it works. But the Dune cast is better. What about this cast? Just Gal Gadot, huh? I think she can compete. She's good enough.
Kal-El, no.
Is that Gal Gadot? Yeah, I mean,
No, she's very good.
she looks like one.
I was just watching that scene the other day in Justice League when Superman fights the Justice League. That line delivery is pretty brutal.
I think that line delivery is up there with Mr. Fantastic and Fantastic Four when he was like, Dr. Doom, don't do this. Just appealing to his human side. Yeah. No, well, this was definitely controversial on Twitter. Whenever it comes up with Cleopatra, I mean, we'll just dive right into it. When you cast a white woman as Cleopatra, you're going to have people come out and say it should be someone of Egyptian or North African descent playing this role. And then you have people respond, well, historically,
Greek.
Cleopatra was actually Greek. She had Greek parents.
I don't know.
At this point, I think anyone could play Cleopatra. Sofia Boutella was a choice for a lot of people when this
She would've
news
been
came
great,
out.
too.
If you're going to tell me that that's the appropriate casting, who am I to
Well, that's the thing. It's like I don't know. I don't think anyone. It's not like a definitive like who she is. I guess she is a staple of Egyptian African culture. So I guess for a lot of people, that is the natural casting. But if historically she's Greek, then people are saying, well, why not cast a Greek person? And it's like, well, what are we doing for every movie that's ever been made? So it's like I really don't know. I really don't know my opinion on this because of. It's up in the air. I think Sofia Boutella probably would have been the better choice, but Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot have that relationship, so that's probably a easy decision for her to make to cast Gal Gadot. And
well, that's the thing. She was behind it. I think this is more of Gal's project, where she wanted to star in the title role, and then she had a hand in bringing in Patty Jenkins.
Oh wow!
So that's the thing. If you know that you want to play this character, you have to know the backlash that's going to come with it. And I don't think the backlash is going to be harsh enough because, like I said, there are a lot of people out there saying, hey, anyone could kind of play this role, or anyone of, I guess, European descent. I mean, that's the thing. Gal Gadot's not even European. She's Israeli.
I know.
Yeah, I think it's a tough conversation to have. I don't think it's an easy conversation
I don't equate it to Gods of Egypt or Prince of Persia type situation because those were just ill-informed.
It's just a flagrant disrespect for the
disrespectful casting decisions that undermine an entire culture, right? But this historical figure,
who's also very much mythic, where when you get so far,
well, that's
back
the thing. That's what I was saying.
figures,
It's like for most people, they don't like. Well, technically, she has her complexion is white and she's from Greece. That's where her parentage is from, and that's where her lineage. But for a lot of people, Cleopatra represents Africa, African culture, Egyptian culture, and that kind of, and with that is a darker complexion. And
right, yeah.
People would want to see that represented in characters portraying that, I guess, culture or that world during that time period. So you can honestly see both sides here. That's one of those things where I don't think anyone really knows what Cleopatra actually may have looked like. But
right, I don't think there's a right answer, but I think the strongest argument, like you said, is people from that region saying, hey, look at us. What do we look like? Right now, in the present day, what does Egypt look like? Mm-hmm. Who lives here? So I think that's why you could say that's the most appropriate casting. Even besides all of that, with the movie itself, I hope it is a good movie because I am a fan of historical epics, and I'm also a fan of actors breaking away from their iconic role and doing something else and succeeding at it. I'm rooting for Patty Jenkins especially. I mean, I'm just ridiculous the amount of time that woman had to wait between making movies. Mm-hmm. So anytime she can make a movie,
and she probably only got one because of Gail.
Right? Yeah. It's like,
well, I like them kind of being a duo. I think Gail is, from every other work she's been in, the way Patty Jenkins is able to direct her, she's at her best.
Right, yeah, and I think Justice League is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
No, people underrate how much the director has to do with the performances. Everyone thinks the director is just masterminding the story, the narrative, but they're directing these actors, man. They really are. So it makes a difference.
I feel bad for Gail. She's getting all the backlash too with between this and that video she made.
She just knows how to attract backlash. Yeah, she's good at it.
What, the Imagine video?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think she talked about that where she's like, and I get that too. She's just like, I was just trying to do something nice that would maybe help people. It's very tone deaf, but.
Yeah. No, she said, sometimes you're trying to do a good deed and it ends up not being a good deed.
Poor girl.
That's cool that she's humble enough to admit, hey, that came off as kind of corny and cringy and my bad. It's better than doubling down. Yeah. She was like, hey, did you hear James Marsden on? Did you hear his part? Because he absolutely ripped it.
I had singers on there, too.
Why does Sarah
Silver... singing yesterday?
Dude, I have to say, these celebrity PSAs, they have no self-awareness, man.
It really is ridiculous.
They're ridiculous.
Oh, that's
and like, Sarah Silverman's in all of them.
That nude thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the thing. It's like, I agree with them, but it's just like, it's so cringe. Like,
yeah, like,
a lot of times
so self-important.
They hijack their own narrative.
Right.
And it's just so...
If I have to watch another celebrity tell me to go vote, I'm going to fucking snap.
It's like, I'm already going to vote. Who are you telling to vote? The people who adore you are going to vote and vote your way, most likely. And the people who don't like you are just going to be like, look how, like,
some celebrity put that on Twitter, Instagram the other day. She's like, everybody registered to vote. And her next story was like, unless you're voting for Trump.
Well, yeah, that's what it is.
Right, yeah. It's like
Mark Ruffalo. I was going to vote already. I don't need to see your hairy chest.
It's like, yeah, Mark, I'm registered to vote for a third party. No. I'm voting for Kanye.
Well, I heard Nash will actually send feet pics out if anyone who votes. So get
Nash?
registered. Yeah.
Nash will do what?
He's going to send out feet pics.
How do I rescind my vote?
No, you see it every time there's a big thing. And I think celebrity voices can use their voice. Like LeBron. He's the perfect example of actually bringing great issues and actually doing shit. He fucking made an entire school and gave all these kids scholarships.
Right. And I think with people, when they criticize LeBron, they're like, why does he always push the social justice message? Why are we always having these conversations? Do you think LeBron James wants to have these conversations? Do you think LeBron James has to be put in this position where he's constantly having to speak out? And I think with LeBron, it comes off as so much more genuine because it's always from a natural place. It's always him responding to an injustice, not going out of his way to portray himself as overly self-righteous.
Well, I always hate the China thing, too. It's like, wait, you're telling me a black American athlete cares more about black American issues that are happening right now that are present? No, I mean, that's obviously
the China thing is so beyond LeBron James.
Yeah,
like if we want to talk China,
but he gets paid. Like he's like the poster child for that, and it's like, he just gets criticism for everything.
Yeah, I mean,
please come on the pod, LeBron.
Heavy lies the crown. Yeah, we love you. Please come
on. Yeah,
Ted, you think Jordan's better, right?
No. Although I do think the Sarah Silverman, I'm like, I was gonna vote already, but now I think I'm even more inclined to vote
because of Sarah Silverman.
Hey, man.
You fucking dog.
She's got the heater.
Let's go to fan questions here. We're going to take a couple and then wrap it up.
Story?
No, that was it. That was Gal Gadot, Furiosa, Joaquin. We're going to talk about the Spider-Man news, but it wasn't really news. And Sony came out and said it's not true anyway. About Garfield and Tobey appearing in Spider-Man 3. So we'll wait until it's confirmed. We've talked enough Spider-Man.
Amy Adams trailer. She's going to win that Oscar.
Goodness, no, she's not. All right, let's go to fan
Imagine
questions
she finally does win and it's these Oscars. If LeBron's ring counts, her Oscar counts. I don't want no asterisk.
No, Amy Adams' Oscar. She'll. That's the thing. If she never gets one, she'll get a lifetime Oscar.
It's not the same.
It is the same. I think the lifetime Oscar is actually. I think it means more to me because it's acknowledging the career of an individual. Because that's the thing. A lot of individuals have gotten Oscars that would never get the lifetime achievement Oscar. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You kind of just get lucky.
Nick Cage.
You be respectful. You be respectful.
That's for the fan to decide.
Yay!
People you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
This question here from B. Miller. Have you ever seen Kung Fury?
Yes, it's fucking fantastic.
It's one of the funniest movies of all time, and we can't wait for the live action. Not the live action, but the full length.
Are they going to make it? Fassbender's attached.
Fassbender's attached. I thought Keanu Reeves was attached too, but
well, it's been like
the pandemic may have killed Kung Fury.
I don't know if it's in production or what happened, but it's been like in the announced for a while now. It just never happened. But
if Corona killed Kung Fury, is that your
it's one step too far.
I don't think you can kill Kung Fury with COVID. I think Kung Fury would find a way.
It's probably the hardest I've
You need
laughed.
to watch this fucking movie, dude. It's
only like 35, 40 minutes, and every second is fucking fantastic.
It's a comedy. It's an action comedy, but it's just off the walls. It
used to be on Netflix.
It's definitely on YouTube.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's ridiculous. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen.
This question, laser raptors.
Yeah, what is the premise? He's like a cop that knows kung fu, and then Hitler time travels to the present day, and he's the Kung Fuhrer.
That's when I fucking lost it.
He's got like a Nazi style of kung fu that's like unbeatable, so only Kung Fury can take him out. So he has to travel back in time to kill Hitler before he becomes to the future.
His partner is a Triceratops.
Wait, is it like a real movie?
His name's Triceratops.
It's like a real movie, but it's
like The Room.
It's way more self-aware than The Room. It's intentional,
and it's like legitimately funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It's ridiculous. Yeah, he's a cop, and his partner is a Triceratops.
His name's Triceratops.
I don't know what more you need.
Teddy's like, I've already bought in 10 minutes ago, guys.
Thor's in it.
Yeah, he is. This question here from Allison Sidgers. Is Henry Cavill having a moment? It feels like he is. I think he is. Over these past couple of years, he's becoming kind of a household name. He's no longer the guy who played Superman. He's Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a likable dude, too.
That's the thing. He's a genuine nerd. And
Yeah.
I always love that.
You know what helped him? Not getting the second Superman.
I think, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I think it did because it allowed him to do The
Empathy
Witcher,
from people too, wanting
Mission
him.
Impossible.
He's,
Now he's kind of like a name that people want in their franchises. He's a big draw now.
yeah, I mean, with The Witcher, I mean, Enola Holmes, he was great in, too. He just keep doing roles that he seems to enjoy.
See, he's taking the Hemsworth path as well, where he's still doing bigger movies, but he's chosen better movies. Mission Impossible, Enola Holmes, The Witcher, that he's still in franchises that are going to be mainstream, but they've been quality.
I want to see him in a drama.
I think he's got it.
I think he actually
he can
said
pull it
that he
off,
wants
too.
to do a Man of... And this has been talked about for a while. Man from U.N.C.L.E. sequel.
Yeah, an Army Hammer as well, right?
What
he
a
gave
fucking...
some update.
I mean, like, is there a better looking cast of all time than Henry Cavill, Alicia Vikander, Army Hammer? Did I say Army Hammer twice?
No.
Could have.
Henry
You should,
Cavill.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that is just the
That's
two,
a big three of just...
quite possibly the three best looking human beings on the planet.
Whatever happened to Alicia Vikander?
She married Michael Fassbender, man. And then I guess they share an agent now. If you want to marry me, you need my agent.
Yeah.
It's like converting to your religion. I was going to tweet the other day, can you hate someone without knowing them? Because I hate Michael Fassbender's agent. This question here from
I would
L.
say I hate Gerard Butler's too, but I mean...
Yeah, he's not. I think he could definitely benefit from having a better agent. This question here from L. Favorite Kanye album?
Me and you just talked about Kanye too.
Yeah, you guys voted for him, right?
Get the West Wing ready. Get the West Wing ready. I was dying when he posted. He's such a lunatic.
Yeah.
What's the album?
19% Kentucky. My favorite is Yeezus.
Favorite or best?
That's my favorite. His best? I think his best album is Yeezus. I think it lines up for me. I think Yeezus blew me away when I first heard it.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is my favorite.
Right, yeah, that's considered
Yeah,
the masterpiece.
well, I think that's one of the best albums of all time, not just of Kanye's, but Yeezus, I think me and you both, I feel like a lot of people don't like Yeezus.
I think people are growing on it
Yeah.
as time goes on.
I think it's one of those albums I just appreciated right from the get-go, just how different. I mean, you've seen throughout his career how he tried to reinvent himself. 808s didn't work for me, but
I love 808s.
I can kind of respect that, like
each album
what he
has,
was
like-
going for and changing it up. Yeezus, I think, just worked on every level for me.
His artistic progression is fascinating because, like you were about to say, the albums change.
Yeah.
He always changes the style.
Changes the style, and he's always got bangers on his.
I mean, there are some
He
fucking
doesn't have a bad album. really.
great songs too from those earlier works that people don't really even know. Obviously, they are like the "We Don't Care," "Jesus Walks," and those songs, but there's so many great other like deep cuts on those albums.
Yeah,
those first three are just
It's so hard to defend him. I am that meme of Kanye stans defending Kanye no matter what he does.
yeah,
Because
it
he's
sucks.
constantly putting his foot in his mouth. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people have the opinion of him that he's not even talented, that he's not musically gifted. And
Well, that's just ridiculous.
right. And it hurts me, but he is an absolute lunatic.
Well, that's like Rosenberg. He's such a
Graduation,
big
too, man.
hip hop head, but he can't stand Kanye anymore. It's
Yeah.
just like tearing him up inside.
Yeah, people, it's easy to hate him.
Yeah.
I always say he's like the modern day Salvador Dali, man. He's just an artist who can't stop creating. He's just out of his mind. I get a kick out of him. This question here from Besiege_Witch. What are your Hogwarts houses?
I took the Pottermore test once. I got Hufflepuff.
Yeah,
I got
that is
Gryffindor.
true.
Yeah. No, you said you just wanted Gryffindor.
No, I got Gryffindor.
So you picked
when
all
I
the
did
things
house.
that you thought was like, oh, that's probably Gryffindor.
Yeah,
I answered them
again, Deja.
truthfully.
Well, you can put a word in with the hat. We've had this conversation. You can slide the sorting hat a $20 bill.
We just talked about in the beginning
Is it
that
taking cash,
your absolute lack
Venmo.
of courage.
Who lacks courage?
You
That's a lie.
you just said that you wouldn't get off the boat at Normandy.
Bro, that's different. Are you kidding me?
You don't think Harry Potter's getting off the boat?
Zero chance he's
Well,
getting
to be
out.
fair, Ron Weasley is also a Gryffindor. He wasn't.
Yeah. So,
Well, actually-
Neville, too. You kidding me?
To be fair, bravery is.
Yeah, but Neville got hot.
Neville did, yeah. Neville was. He became like 6'3" by his senior year. The hell? Putting that in his bio.
6'3", 230.
Gryffindor 6'3". Quidditch captain.
Oh, you know he's playing 6'4".
Neville?
Yeah.
You don't need it. What was I going to say? Yeah, no, the definition of courage, you would believe, is when you are fearful, but you still act.
Yeah.
You said you wouldn't act. That is not a Gryffindor, my friend.
Oh my
You're a
God.
Ron's
Slytherin.
following
Okay.
Harry.
Slytherin?
No, you're not diabolical enough.
I think he's diabolical enough when he wouldn't give Nash that last piece of meat for the Lunchable.
Yo, let that go. You bring it up more than him.
It bothers me more, honestly.
I don't get how I get backlash on
Just
that.
join me on the puff.
This question here from that guy, Paul. Are Aaron and Bo together?
They could be.
Like sexually?
Romantically?
I mean,
Not for a while now. I mean, we didn't want to bring this up on the pod. But
there's sometimes when we're editing.
I don't want to talk personal relationships like this.
I just use an Irish accent. There's sometimes we're editing across the room and we just lock eyes and
The sexual tension between you
on the
and your
Google Doc.
podcast host on the Google Doc. Yeah. All right, one more question here. We have an old delete the filmography forever. Fincher, Nolan, Villeneuve.
we did this
Just
already.
make the hardest question. I think we actually did this
Yeah.
exact question. You know what? We'll just skip this one. But peace out, Nolan. This question here from Gabriel, sorry. Batman or Dune? You can only watch one next year.
Wow.
Dune, because I have other Batmen that I can go back and enjoy. Dune, not so much. There is a book, but who likes reading?
There's a Dune movie, too.
Yeah, but it's not that good.
It's not bad.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I'd rather Batman.
You didn't watch the original Dune.
Yes, I have.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe you.
Come on.
I see you. Can you finish the book? Yeah, I can't
I gotta
turn my
finish
back
it.
on Batman, man. They can make 17 goddamn Batman movies this year. And then
But does that-
I gotta see number 18. I gotta see it. It's like there's
But
no
there'll be
other
a
Batman.
sequel. I'll just
Dune.
watch that one.
You're a Batman stan.
Yeah, I can't not watch a Batman movie.
You saw The Dark Knight. You got
Well, we
Bale
have,
in that one scene from
Yeah, but
BVS.
it's the Riddler, man.
Batfleck.
Paul Dano.
We have that
I know.
Asteroid movie coming out with a better cast, right? So it'll be a better movie.
It's a different movie, though.
Wait, what did you just say?
There's that movie coming out with a better cast. I'm saying there's gonna be a better
Oh
cast.
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. There
You
you
know?
go. So
It's not gonna be the best movie ever
you
made.
still have the best cast of all time. You still have Batman. There you go.
Hmm.
We just conceded the argument, though.
Ha.
Can we
All
shut
right.
this down? I gotta go.
What are you
Yeah,
going to do?
guys. That's the
have a
nerd.
dog.
He's got to go take care of his.
What, your fiance can't do it?
She's working.
She can't take off?
Oh my God!
How about you get out of my bed? How's that?
Why are you going at E-Dog, man? Let it live. All right, that's the Nerd Soup podcast for today. Thank you guys for listening, watching. Make sure you like and share this since it's on YouTube. Thank you very much. And yeah, comment below all your thoughts on all the topics we talked
Can you
about.
turn comments off?
Yeah,
Why?
you know what? We might turn the comments off.
Can
Might
we?
as well, yeah. You guys are mean
I
sometimes.
don't wanna
No,
read
they're
that.
mostly nice.
You were good today.
Yeah. Lackluster.
Well,
I'm drained from the review we did earlier.
You're your own toughest critic. You know?
You're definitely the Danny Green of this group.
Oh, fuck. That's disrespectful.
Well, I was going to say you
Of this
hit
pod?
big shots.
Of this series?
Yeah, you're a 3-time champion. What do you mean?
Spurs
Local
Danny
legend?
Green or
Yeah.
like
Spurs Danny Green or Lakers Danny Green?
You're Toronto Danny Green.
I'll take that. Easily.
Thanks for listening, guys. See ya. Well, would you look at that? It's finally over. Hey guys, Bo Oliver here for one final send-off. Now, before I beg you guys to like and share this video, I'd like to thank our very special Patreon pledgers. We are very proud of the community we've been able to build here at Nerd Soup, and it would not have been possible without our Patreon supporters. You guys are the true MVPs of this channel. Everything I've said, you keep the fridge full, you keep the lights on. There aren't enough words to thank you guys, but we'll do it anyway. Thank you. And we have a few videos coming up that have been suggested to us by Patreon pledgers. My Hero Academia, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Full Metal Alchemist will be reviewed by Marissa, and yours truly, and Castlevania, which will be reviewed by Marissa and Aaron. And if you'd like to consider donating to our Patreon page, you can visit patreon.com/nerdsoup and check out some of the rewards we offer to our listeners. And really, we'd like to thank everyone who takes the time out of their day to watch our videos. Patreon pledger or not, your support is what keeps us motivated to keep giving the world our opinions on movies and TV shows and video games and pop culture, even though no one asked for it. We're still here, we're still yapping, and we hope you continue to join us. I'm Bo Oliver, and I support this message.